So this is a different pad. I actually made these 400 and 600 that are glued. They're smaller strips so I can work a smaller area. It's not going to be as efficient for blocking this whole section out, but at least it's not going to float off. And you can see that the hazing is actually getting a bit better pretty quickly. As I said, we got to work up and down and side to side across the panel. Fan it out. That Fambia, oh my god, that was good. Get that Fambia out of the way there. So I recall I had some scratches up here that were a little higher up. You got to be patient. I mean, the reality of it is that, you know, in many cases it's going to take a lot of passes to really work it out.
Didn't take much to put the scratch in there, though.
Sure didn't. But, you know, this is an advantage that us acrylic guys have over you glass guys out there. You know, people are like, oh, I would have a glass tank because they don't scratch. Well, glass tanks do scratch. When your glass tank scratches, you don't have this luxury.
Yeah, glass tank's a lot more difficult to polish out.
Make sure I don't have anything in there. As I said, if we get any kind of rock or debris in there, you kind of get that thing away. Bring it back and the rocks will fall out. You obviously don't want to make scratches while you're trying to remove them. Take a peek down the side. And we really got a lot of scratches out there. All right, so Mighty Magnet, the top of the letters towards the bathroom.
Top of the okay, I'll change it then. Okay.
There you go.
So there's 1,000 grit. We started with 400, went to 600, we're now up to 1,000.
Yep, one layer at a time. So we've got to work our way a little bit higher than the last run. And feather it in. One thing I also want to add is before you do this, it's great to spray the tank down with the Brilliant Eyes stuff with your plexi glass or acrylic cleaner. Makes it so the magnet slides a little bit better across the glass. We've already done that, so it was done yesterday, the day before, whatever day it was. Telling you, not for the faint of heart, but you gotta have faith in the paper, because if you look at the inside, it certainly looks worse. It's funny because I actually did another panel yesterday, and when I started with the 600 grit and I looked in, I thought, oh my god, what have I done? What have I done? But
Made the mess even worse.
yeah, but having polished stuff, painted things myself, automotive wise and stuff, you know, it's not my first rodeo, and I know that you got to put the effort in, and if you do, one layer at a time, it really does work. So you just gotta be patient and work it. Work each layer, and you can look inside and see the progress. when this is done, an area that had lots and lots of scratches will pretty much look darn near perfect. Now there's going to be some deeper scratches in there that I'm not going to get all crazy about. The reality of it is that you really don't see them unless you're really looking when everything else around it is clean. But when your whole bottom area is scratched, it kind of ends up looking a little bit like the bottom's hazed. And so we're going to get rid of all those. Just head one direction than the other. You never want to go in circles because you'll leave permanent swirls there. Or make
Swirly marks?
that are going to be a lot harder to get out.
And so we're now at what grit?
1500.
1500. Woohoo!
Only 9 more steps to go.
Oh my God.
But I'll be like Popeye after. This is where you'll really start seeing the hazing start to dissipate. And I can't stress this enough. If you've got sand in your tank, which a lot of you do, you really got to be careful if it's at all possible to either siphon the sand out around the edges or push it towards the center. It'll certainly make your job a lot easier, and moreover, it'll allow you to get further down towards the bottom of the viewing pane.
Yeah, you get that sand into the sandpaper and
It's going to be counterproductive.
exactly, make a mess.
Yep.
And this is what grade?
1800.
1800. Fingers?
Yeah.
So all that big time scuffing earlier seems to have kind of become less scuffing.
Yeah, let's see what we see down here.
Yeah, well, all that effort seems to be slowly paying off. It doesn't look to be as bad as it was when we started. And you said the scratch itself was gone.
Yeah, all the scratches are pretty much gone, actually. I'm impressed. This panel turned out better than the other panel, but you learn as you go along. In this case, I was a little reluctant to dive into it, which there I started with 600, and after seeing how bad it looked and then how good it came out, here I decided to start off with a 400. And that 400 made quick work of the scratches.
Yes.
Really came out better than I thought it would with less effort. So, from that aspect, I'm extremely pleased. You'll, when this is done, there won't be any visible scratches over here, really. So, unless, of course, I miss something, but, already we're at 1800. I still have several steps to go, and
Are you guys done filming or still gonna film tomorrow?
we're in the middle of shooting right now, so you're now on camera, thanks.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're going to shoot more. I'm at 1800. I got several different layers to go yet.
So, your cool nano reef tank is doing great, but you've got an algae problem? Consider the drop from Santa Monica Filtration. 7 sizes to easily fit into the filter compartment of most nano tanks. And just like their bigger cousins, the Hog and the Surf, all use air bubbles and LED light technology to grow algae. Algae that consumes nutrients. And that algae replaces itself at no new cost to you. For more information on Santa Monica Filtration's Drop, Hog, and Surf algae scrubbers, Visit santa-monica.cc. Reef Hobbyist Magazine believes that our hobby, our fellow hobbyists, and the animals in our care are best served by the free distribution of quality information. Reef Hobbyist Magazine provides hobbyists with critical husbandry information with an emphasis on marine ornamental breeding efforts. Reef Hobbyist Magazine is available for free in local fish stores across the country, or you can subscribe at www.reefhobbyistmagazine.com.
Ready for me to put that down there? And where do you need the writing to be?
Same direction.
To the bathroom?
Yep.
All right, so we're at 2400. So
34, 32, 34,
24.
2400, yeah. All right. So now effectively what we're doing as we get into these higher grades of the sandpaper is we're really polishing now. We've removed the scratches and we're just kind of smoothing the surface. And if you kind of look down the side there, you can see that, you know, we've got hazing down in the back a little bit, but it's very quickly going away.
All right, so now we're stepping down to up to 3200 grit. And you can see the haziness certainly is all gone. It's now getting to be a little haze there. But as you get the finer sandpapers, as Scott said, it's almost like polishing.
You know, this may be a little bit boring to some, but for those of us with scratches, you search YouTube and stuff, there's really nothing out there showing how to remove scratches from inside of tanks. So I think this is pretty valuable and a great way to kick
Of course,
off.
if this was a 26-gallon tank or a 55-gallon tank, you might not use the magnets. You might just be holding the block or the paper in your hand, huh?
Yeah, I don't know, because the magnet keeps you from splashing water everywhere. But moreover, if this was a 55-gallon tank, it would be a lot shorter episode. And you'd make much quicker work of it. But you know, we'll have a lot more exciting stuff to talk about in the future when we get into some of the neat technology that's out there that's evolved over the last 10, 15 years. Things have really progressed as far as aquarium technology goes, and give us lots of neat things to talk about, and problems that are brought on by them and problems that are solved by them. You can also feel as you get going with the finer grade of sandpaper, it gets easier and easier as the rough side of the tank gets smoother and smoother. The opposing direction now.
And this is what?
4,000.
It's like sanding with paper. Not sandpaper, paper. And this is, you say 6,000?
As we graduate from the 6,000 to the 8,000, there's a noticeable change in the material on the pad, and it's really, this stuff almost feels kind of leathery as opposed to that feeling more like sandpaper. So we're in the final stages. We have 8,000 and 12,000 12,000 when we're done. Then we go eat.
No more scratches.
But scratches and really no more haze. I mean, in theory, I could probably just quit here, but you know, you really kind of want to follow it all the way through, because if there's any sort of open pores or areas in there that's still rough, algae and will tend to stick to it a little bit better. Moreover, coralline will get a better grip on it. So you might as well follow it all the way through to the last grit, 12,000, just to really make sure it's good and smooth inside, even though you don't necessarily see the haze. As I said, you don't have to make your own sanding kits either. Companies like Mighty Magnets have kits just for this very purpose, and they also sell great magnets as well. I've used this one for a lot of years. It's never leaked. It floats. Works great on my 1.5 inch acrylic. It's kind of a life-saving device when you've got a big tank. God knows you wouldn't want to get in this tank every week with a scrub brush. It would make you rethink the hobby. But a good magnet cleaner really makes life a lot easier.
Okay, and this is 12,000. This is the final level of sanding paper.
Yep.
Or in this case, rubbing paper.
Yep, this is the last step, final step.
Alrighty.
All right, so that's about it.
How's your arm?
My arm's actually good. I'm
Yeah?
ready to do another panel. You guys ready for another panel? No.
We can start over on this side here.
Yeah, we could, but we're not going to do that tonight.
Oh.
So, as you see, we've hit it with a whole wide range of sanding pads, and the result is extremely good. I'm really pretty thrilled with the results. There's virtually no scratches left. Even some of the deeper ones that were really
Yeah, you don't see any of the ones we started out showing in the beginning.
yeah, they're all gone, and you can go back and look at the other panel and get an idea of what it looked like. If you look from the sides, there's no more hazing. I mean, essentially, I say this panel looks about 99% new. There's some scuffs and stuff on the outside that we can easily polish out. That'll be a story for another day. But hope you learned something. And there'll be a lot more to come, so of course stay tuned. Not only LA Fishguys, but LA Fishguys Tech Talk. There'll be a lot of interesting stuff that we're going to cover, and hopefully we can all learn something new and keep it entertaining for you guys. And most importantly, we'll keep moving forward.
Ah, there you go.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.